Hello, Geeta. It's been fantastic to see you working with children in underserved communities. In your journey of 40 years, what have you seen? What has changed and what has remained the same?
Okay, so when I started 40 years ago, it was in with Adivasi children. It was in the Nilgiris, and I had led a very cocooned life. I had been brought up with cotton wool, and it was difficult for me to accept that our world was not what I imagined or what I knew. It was much different and very challenging. So that picture remains the same even today. I think India doesn't know how to handle children living in poverty. We don't know what to do with them. We think that everyone is living fine and we would like to close our eyes to them and say that all things are fine. But what was happening in 86, 87 is the same thing that is happening today. Children are invisible, children are neglected, children are undervalued, and children are marginalized. And it is not just the communities they come from, it is children themselves. We talk about gods, we talk about Krishna as a child, we talk about Rama as a child, but we don't look at the child who is living today and who needs our attention. As a country, as citizens of the country, we don't care about all children. We care about our children. So the distinction between who is ours and who is not ours becomes a very big question in India. That has not changed. The way in which we look at stereotypes and way we look at women, we look at what divides us, that has not changed. We have remained the same in that. We've not been able to move away. Even when people have got their degrees and we've got all these things, we are all looking at ourselves as becoming, a world country. We are third in the world, and we have the money, we have the wealth, we have everything. We haven't changed. We are still the same people held by the same stereotypes and the same way in which, we look down on anyone who's even half an inch lower than us. And that, I don't know how we're going to change. It seems to be in our blood. The other thing is, volunteerism. That has changed. Because when we started, we could proudly say that we are a voluntary organization and people understood. Today, even volunteers need money to do their work. So I find that, the spirit of volunteerism which was there earlier, because more women were not working when we started 40 years ago. So women had the time to say, okay, I will come and do it. They were passionate about changing things. And while they were caught in the patriarchal loop and they were the guardians of patriarchy in one sense, they were also the ones who were open to change, because they came in with that feeling that, we can't deal with this. There was empathy which was moving away from just compassion or concern. So there was a very positive thing to that, and women were able to come in. This was continuing, I think, from the time when we were fighting for our freedom. And the women, I come from that kind of a family, where fighting for freedom for the country or fighting for freedom from poverty for our children, they became a continuum. And we lived in that continuum and we were able to do the work that we were doing. But once our generation stepped back and we got other people coming in, that connect with, that we are free. How did we get free? That concept of, fighting for that freedom and getting it by, the stint of hard work, the stint of, consistency, that idea went off. And young people started feeling that it is our right and it is our entitlement that we are free. India is free. So this connect between, who I am. So somewhere, America started playing a big role in what we are and who we are. So the Americans said, each one has to stand on their own feet, and Indians started saying we have to stand on our own feet. So the earlier thing of saying, that we will support anybody who's there, Aaj paisa ko, pata paisa ko, just give it and, let us help another person, that thing moved. And they said, why are they not? They are lazy, they are this, they are that. So that volunteering spirit that we had earlier, that moved away. That also has to do with, Costa, all those things are there. People are more, but I'm just talking about the volunteering. That has changed. I'm sorry for being so negative, I think. But a lot of other things have changed. Okay. The stereotypes have not changed. Stereotypes, the stories that I wrote in 1918, no, not 18, 1988, 89 are still relevant. I mean, who would think that, 35, 37 years after, something will be relevant? It should not be. Our curriculum is not relevant. Our learning is not relevant. Why should our stereotypes be relevant? So, India has changed, is changing all the time, and people will tell us that we are changing. What happened 6 months ago is not relevant anymore, and then you have these problems that people like Qatar are facing, which are there, and nothing changes. So why is it? Why is it? And this is a major question that I have for all people who are concerned and coming into this. And Rajesh, we need to ask this question. Why is it when we are so knowledgeable, when we have AI and all kinds of things in tech which can help us to reach that last mile, why is it that we still have not reached that? Why is it that we are saying that they have to stand on their own feet? Why are we saying this? Don't we know their problems? See, government doesn't know. Government, from when we started, when people came, that's why we said that UP needs to have more representation, because they brought that poverty angle into and now it's all become politics. Nobody is talking the real. What is real politics has become very different from real life politics, and that should not have happened for a country like India. So I feel that while I have seen personally many young people who are saying today, we want to volunteer. We will come. Today I spoke to this person. She said, no, I don't want money. I want to volunteer with you. There are people like that. And they are the future of our country. Because they will come in and they will change the world. Because we need young people in their 70s and 80s. We have done whatever we can. We tried. We have not done anything. We failed. I think my generation has failed India the most. We have not done anything to make the change. But I have great hopes in the younger people who I think will change it, because the world is changing and they are changing, and they'll bring a new way of looking at things. They will ride on our shoulders and they will look further, they will change things faster. And I think that an equitable India is not a dream, it's a possibility.
Thank you. Very well said, beautiful. Thank you.